There were so many times I was ready to throw in the towel. My business felt like it was going nowhere, and honestly, I was losing a part of myself. But then, almost out of nowhere, a single passing act of support completely changed everything. This isn't about grand strategies, it's about the unexpected lifelines that keep entrepreneurs from quitting right before their breakthrough. You know that feeling, the one where you're so deep in the entrepreneurial trenches, you're looking at job boards. For me, that's the ultimate low point. The thought of having to quit my business and go back to a job is like losing a part of my soul, my freedom, my drive for growth. I've been there, staring at that reality in the face more times than I care to admit. And in those moments when everything feels hopeless, when you're questioning every decision and every ounce of your passion, you're not looking for a complex business plan. You're not even looking for $1 million investment. What actually saved me more often than not wasn't a grand strategy or a massive pivot. It was something incredibly simple, incredibly human. A small passing act of kindness, an unexpected hand offered by a friend right when I was at the point of almost quitting. It wasn't just one instance, it was a pattern. When you persevere long enough, when you truly commit to your vision, even when the path is unclear, things have a tendency to click, often because the right people show up at the right time. My mother, for instance, she was the first one who stopped me from quitting many times. Just her belief, her encouragement, her unwavering support when I felt like I was a failure. That alone was enough to pull me back from the brink when I was almost convinced, almost ready. I felt like I had to stop. Then there was a friend who offered to do a project with me for free, right before I was about to quit entrepreneurship for good. I was about to go get a job, convinced this whole freedom through business thing wasn't for me. But that single collaborative project, that concrete act of doing something, reignited my passion and gave me a reason to keep pushing, really. And later it was a different business partner I met. We just clicked. They saw something in my vision and crucially in my work ethic. Even when that work ethic wasn't directly translating into immediate money. Their belief and shared drive became the fuel I needed to keep going. These weren't massive strategic interventions. They were genuine, timely connections and acts of belief that happened precisely when I was at my lowest. They reminded me why I started and they provided just enough momentum to persevere. So what's the ultimate secret weapon for entrepreneurship? Especially when you're staring at the abyss of quitting. It's simpler than you think. It's wanting to stay alive. If you truly want your business, your vision, your dream to survive, you will find a way. You will find the people, the opportunities, the tiny comments, the helping hands. If your will is to push forward, you generally will find something. It might not be the grand plan you started with, but it becomes something greater, something more resilient than you could ever have imagined. Entrepreneurship, especially over the long haul, is a cumulative act of perseverance. It's not about one huge pivot or one perfect moment. It's about stacking those small acts of staying in the game, responding to the tiny lifelines, and allowing yourself to be saved, bit by the unexpected. But here's a crucial distinction. Perseverance isn't insanity. We shouldn't participate in the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over but expecting a different result. That's not what I'm talking about. True entrepreneurial perseverance means you're always adjusting, always evaluating, and always growing. You're learning from every single push, every single pivot, every single moment of struggle. So if you're watching this right now and the thought of, I need to quit, I need to get a job, is creeping in, consider this your lifeline. Consider this your small passing comment, because your desire to keep it alive is powerful, and the right help, the right perspective is often closer than you think. Keep pushing. You've got this. If you're ready to move past just surviving and start truly building your business, make sure to watch my video on the 80% rule right here. And if you're thinking about starting a business with little to no money, check out my full playlist on zero capital B2B ideas right here.